Hello friends, welcome to Southwell Minster. My pilgrimage today brings me to this wonderful minster. What is a minster, you ask? Well, it is an honorific name given to a building which was actually founded by a king. So isn't that quite an honorific thing to be known for? The town of Southwell is quite a small town, and this minster just stands out right in the middle of it. Every now and then you lose it amongst the buildings, but it's quite impressive. So we're going to go take a venture inside, and I'll tell you a bit more of the history of how it was founded. Originally a Roman settlement, there was a villa that stood here, and it was the year 956 when it was actually turned into a church, so a very long time ago. It was damaged during the Civil War, and King Charles I actually spent his final night of freedom here. So the building itself had a lot of damage done to it. The roof was damaged. I believe a lot of it caught fire, and the front part, which is the most impressive part, was rebuilt. So we'll go around the front and have a look at that before we go inside. I think there's a lot of awesome gargoyles, different beasties and things around the outside. Very impressive stained windows. So I'll have a look around the outside before we go on the inside. And here's the amazing front. We'll go around and view it, I think. There's the entrance, go in there shortly. I think I'm going to have to go quite far back to fit it in. Here we go. Here is the front. These amazing doors. I'll go see what's on the other side of them in a minute, but only when you stand really close to it you get a feeling of how tall it really is. Can't even see the steeples on the top from this angle. Whoa! Right, so I got my photography permit. £5, just in case anybody's wondering. But I always think it's worth it to keep these places going. Tours aren't running today, but the actual tours of the actual upper part of it is on a bank holiday. Dramatic. Anyway, let's have a look at this place, shall we? earlier. This is the plaster wall that exists. As you can see, the plaster was recovered from the bathroom in excavation in 1959 before the building of the grammar school and church street. The scary God Jesus is back from the other church. Done, ready to free fall upon us. This is apparently a new window that was installed in '96 to represent the angels, as before it was quite damaged from the Civil War, as I mentioned earlier, and now has a brand new angel facade. Interesting little fact here. This plaque here is for Francis Willoughby, who was the guy who's responsible for Bulletin Hall. It was actually erected from the lovers of nature. I just thought that was really awesome. And in the chapter house, it is well known for the amount of leaves that this building uses. There's a lot of green men of the forest, lots of them, almost above every seat, I would say. Oak leaves and ash, hawthorn, very impressive. A lot of dragons. This guy looks like he was got by a werewolf. Look at that. I can't help noticing there's lots of tiny doors in there. Look, there's some tiny, little tiny doors. There's one there. One here. What are they for? And since they're preparing for a wedding right now, I didn't want to keep walking in the background whilst they're preparing. So there was actually a ruin here, and we'll look at the graveyard around the outside whilst they're tootling away, as you heard. They were practicing with the organ a lot whilst I was in there. It's very hard to talk, so I had to be very quiet, and then when I wasn't quiet you couldn't hear me because it's brrr. But anyway, let's go have a look at the outside. This side of the church has a very jiggy, zagged edge to everything. And the top of it, right at the top, this bit here. It's all covered in zigzags. The door's pretty amazing as well. Look at that, it's like teeth. Amazing. So now it's kind of turned into a cemetery seat. Since there's a lot of older graves here and tombs, most of them from 1700s. Pretty amazing tombs that are all buried underneath this tree here, actually. Got one right under there. Some cool casket type ones. A lot of crosses. And all of these tombs are in the ground that are all covered in ivy. I think the majority are around this side, which is the left. Under this tree here. Kind of propped up at the back. And back around to the front again. Alright, so that's going to conclude the tour of Southwell Minster. I hope you enjoyed this historic jaunt. As I'm walking around the outside, I am noticing that nearly every turret has a little beastie sitting on the top of it, which is awesome. This side is actually my favourite because it appears to be the most damaged. All the stone either is really dark black or chipped away. It also has, I think, the best tombage. Look at this, the colour of it is amazing. So, that is going to be the conclusion of Southwell Minster. I hope you enjoyed it. It is free to look around. I just paid the £5 for the photo permit, so come and have a look. And I took the Pathfinder 100 bus. It took about 40 minutes from the centre of Nottingham. Not hard to get to, and it's very easy to spy from Southwell, the town, because it stands out so much. So come and visit. Bye for now, bye.